Okay. Welcome. Smackdown tonight, I say. Let me make sure this is clear. Check 112. But Smackdown. What do I got to say about this show tonight? A lot of bad, a lot of good. I'd say both. You forget this is a go-home show, by the way, too. Where was this? Pennsylvania, I believe, at the Mohegan Sun. Yeah, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, they were live from tonight. And this is a go-home show, which I feel like in the past 48 hours now that they have just came up with... They pretty much came up with the full card in another 48 hours. Because they pretty much announced almost every match either from last night or other matches were announced tonight. But before I can say anything to do with SmackDown, we got to address this news first. Number one, rest in peace to King Kong Bundy. He died, and he died last night. I do know that because I was listening to a podcast, and his news the news came out of nowhere. I gotta say, it was a lot of losses yesterday, really. And I was surprised that King Kong Bundy died, though, because he was 61 years old. There's really no cause of death. I do know that, and this is kind of crazy, too, that he tweeted something 3 hours ago on Twitter. I think he was going to be at a show, I think WrestleCon. You have to go back to his Twitter just to check. And I think he was going to be with Al Snow. And then I guess 3 hours later, he died. I don't know what he died from. I don't really know the cause of death right now. It is a shame it's happened. Listen, I didn't grow up watching King Kong Bundy. The only thing I really know is of him at WrestleMania 2 going against Hulk Hogan in a cage match for the WWF Championship. I don't know Bundy's career all like that, and I have to do research. I'm sure there's people that know better than me. One thing I will say, I actually thought King Kong Bundy was already in the Hall of Fame. I was kind of surprised he was not in there, but this goes back to me saying that WWE waits till a lot of these guys are dead before they put them in the Hall of Fame. So I just thought he was already in the Hall of Fame. I really did. I thought King Kong Bundy was already in there, but maybe I need to go back and look at an interview or something to know why he wasn't that in there yet, because I actually thought he was. But 61 years old, and I'm not gonna lie, that really hit out of nowhere. I know it was a lot of deaths yesterday, and I know people heard about Luke Perry, and I believe it was Keith Flint and others. I think it was someone else too, but King Kong Bundy, man, he did die last night. Like I said, I don't know all the information right now. I guess I gotta wait for more details to come. But as some say, one of the best big men in the business. To what I heard today. Like I said, like before, I didn't grow up watching him, but I know some. But I need to go do a little bit more research. But I really did not. I don't think anybody really saw that coming though. So I was pretty shocked to hear that. 61 years old, man. That's I don't know. I just don't know. But yes. Rest in peace to King Kong Bundy. Condolences to his friends and family. I had to address that first before going into this review. But as we get into the SmackDown review, though, we kicked off with Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan coming out. Daniel Bryan came out and cut a promo. Which he kind of had his own graphic too now with this whole environmentalist thing, and he talked about Kevin Owens replacing Kofi Kingston this Sunday at Fastlane for the WWE Championship, and as he sat in the ring in silence, and when the fans were all gushing over Kingston and everything, he pretty much remained silent. When Vince announced Kevin Owens was going to be in the match also, and it's his turn to speak now, so all the fans shall be silent. You all got to do your thing last week, so now I will talk and enlighten you. There was a big Kofi chant then, as Brian said, that Kofi is not a leader. He's a supporting player, and he's where he should be, on a promotional tour and with India, with his other New Day members. And then he talked about, Vince replaced a man who throws out pancakes with a man who eats a very large amount of pancakes, pretty much calling Kevin Owens fat And Brian pretty much said that fans like Owens because he is just like them. And he looks and thinks like them. That he does not deserve a title shot. That Kevin Owens is a nobody. And that Owens is dangerous because he has nothing to lose. And, Brian pretty much said he has everything to lose because he is the planet's champion. Kevin Owens then came out and interrupted him as he pretty much walked with a microphone in his hand. And he has been watching, Raw and SmackDown every week with his family ever since he's been gone for the past few months. And he said he's had a great time with his family. And, it was hard to sit back and watch other people do the stuff he loves to do. And he was tired of Brian acting like he was better than everyone else. And he talked about Brian throwing the WWE Championship in the trash can. And, in the trash can. But Brian said that that's where it belonged. Owen says, that's the moment he realized that he had to come back because of something like that. And Owen says Brian deserves to have his stupid, condescending mouth shut, and he's going to be the one to do it. Brian pretty much said that Owen should be worried about his own mouth because of, of all, the lies and everything that fans shove down their throats. And Owens pretty much, he asked him if he was educated. Brian resorting. It said, "This is what you're doing now, huh? You're resorting to lowbrow fat jokes. That's your plan now, huh?" But Owens pretty much asked Brian if he thinks he's better. Think he's better than anybody because he buys organic carrots, which is pretty funny. And Brian pretty much asked who was lowbrow now since he's making organic, food jokes. And Owens pretty much said that, Brian, he's just like the people because he thinks, says he thinks he just likes the people, thinks, he is a pretentious jackass, then, yep. He's just like the people then. And Owens pretty much mocked Brian, and, why do you have Rowan with you? And Brian said that you don't have any friends left, okay? You lost all your friends because it is your fault, okay? But Owens said, but I didn't need any help when I gave you a stunner last week and pinned you. Owens pretty much said that, he never meant to take Kofi Kingston's spot, but his intention is to beat Brian in Fastlane and take the WWE Championship away from him. Rowan pretty much got in Owens' way, but Owens went in at both of them right there. And, Rowan pretty much knocked Rowan out of the ring, and, knocked both him and Brian out of the ring then. So, it's a good promo between Owens and Brian, pretty much hyping up their match for Sunday, even though it's pretty much rushed since Kevin Owens came back last week, and they've only had 1 week's time to build this, which, I'm still thinking, I don't think Owens is really going to win the championship this Sunday. It'll be either some DQ thing or Brian will pin him, and I'm sure Kofi's going to get his shot at WrestleMania. But, we're getting a little bit more of that on later because, there's a lot more to happen tonight with this. But, I will say Kofi is, pretty much the most over guy on SmackDown right now since the fans are still with him and everything. But pretty much after that, we had the Usos come out as Jay was going to face The Miz in a match. They pretty much talked about Shane McMahon and The Miz being the best tag team in the world, mocking them and pretty much making fun of them, their whole bromance thing. And, Shane, he's got to jump from high places because he does that. But Shane and Miz came out then as Shane McMahon had the mic. And, they said they had the passion, emotion, and they wear their hearts on their sleeve. And that, they think they're the best tag team in the world. It's hard to say without saying with a straight face, to be honest. It's funny. And Miz pretty much told Jay that, if he loses focus for a second, that he will beat him. And, they said they have a second chance. It's going to be in Miz's hometown. And they're going to make Miz's dad proud. I'm sure we all know there's going to be some type of heel turn this Sunday with Miz turning on Shane. And, most likely be a match at WrestleMania that nobody wants to see. Oh, they could win the titles for all I know, but I don't think that's happened. The Usos pretty much tried to go after Shane and Miz, but Shane and Miz threw him out of the ring. There's nothing much really to say about this match other than Uso had got the pin. Jimmy tried to help, but Shane took down Jimmy, and Miz caught Jay with a skull-crushing finale for the win. So that's your hype for this Sunday. Nothing really much to say from there. So, this title match this Sunday. What else can I come up from this? I don't, I'm surprised we're seeing this match again, but hey, it's happening again, folks. So there you go. But as we move on from the tag teams we go to Caleb Braxton interviewing Charlotte in the back as SmackDown was missing her presence and her best friend Becky Lynch, as she said, and that she talked about what happened last night and had to have a friendly discussion. Next thing you know, R-Truth came out again talking about his hero John Cena, even though he is older than John Cena. I know somebody commented on that last week about he is older than him, which I'm still confused. Like, why is he looking at John Cena like he is his hero and everything, which I already know Truth's older than him. I don't know if they're the same age, but I know he's a little bit older than him and stuff. But Truth came out and he talked about the open challenge, and since he was his hero, he's got to do an open challenge every week, and that he was ready, but he was already exhausted. But Carmella says you can't do it, you can't never give up, as John Cena said, and Truth said you can't see him all the time, probably a bedroom poster or something, or bed sheets, or a movie, or an alien robot. Next thing you know, they do the second 7 dance break. But what happens next? We have Grandpa Simpson, Lacey Evans come back, and the sassy Southern Belle, and pretty much Truth said, come back, Mr. Sexy Glove, and he says, yeah, they ain't wanting them. And it says, you know what, should we still do this open challenge? But Carmella says, you got to do it, you got to defend the title, and Truth said, damn you, John Cena. But next thing you know, Samoa Joe came out then. Rey Mysterio then after that. And then Almas, which set up a very good Fatal 4-Way match that was very enjoyable. We'll say also a really good Fatal 4-Way match for the U.S. Championship. Now, I was a little confused by this at the end. I gotta say, it was fucking crazy out there. I'd swear when Almost did that, what was it, like a sit-down power bomb on Rey to the outside of the ring. Looked pretty insane. Joe doing that, of course, the suicide dive on Almas. Vega hitting a very good Hurricane Rana on Truth outside with Carmella into a super kick in. Ray had this 619 on Almas then, because he did a Canadian Destroyer before he did that 619 and had a frog splash, but Joe hit a senton and he pretty much hit Almas, which I was actually surprised to see Almas take the pin, hit a Uranagi, and now we have a new United States champion. First off, let me say this. First off, this was a really good match, and it was a very enjoyable, almost better than the Fatal 4-Way, almost better than the Triple Threat one last week. This was a very good Fatal 4-Way match. Now, first thing I want to say, Samoa Joe finally won a title on the main roster. It's about freaking time, folks. I'm sure a lot of you are going to agree about this, because at one point, and I've said this before, Samoa Joe talks a great game, you can cut a great promo all the time, but if you can't win the fucking match, what is the point of watching him, okay? Like, they've had him in these big WWE title matches, but he's always gonna lose. He's pretty much got jobbed out. I called him Jabba Joe almost to a point now. Because, like, he could be at a big angle and cut a great promo, but it doesn't help, like, Elimination Chamber when you're the first one out eliminated. But he finally has won a championship, finally won a title. Now, I will say I didn't really think Almas was going to be the one to take the pinfall here. I thought Truth would have taken the pin. I almost thought they would have had Truth go longer with the U.S. title, to be honest. But with Joe winning, hopefully this goes somewhere good. But I'm going to get to more of that when, Samoa Joe cut his promo on, right after he won the title and stuff. But, finally, he finally won a championship. Now, I know some are going to say right now the only reason why he won is, the AEW effect, which I can believe that, because it looked like they were honestly doing nothing with Joe, really just jobbing out the guy every week, that to the point, like, what is this guy doing now at this point? Because honestly, I thought Joe was going to take the pinfall. I really did. Truth was probably going to get the pin on him because someone hit their finisher on him, and Truth would sneak in and get the win after that to, continue his whole open challenge thing. But Joe getting the pin on Almas, I did not expect that to happen. That was something I didn't expect. But I am glad Samoa Joe finally won a championship, though. Maybe now we can take this guy serious now. So at least he got a championship. Now, when he did his interview later in the night, and he talked about, guys said that Joe couldn't win the big one, as, Caleb Braxton said, but, these are unanswered prayers, as someone said. And, he doesn't do dance breaks or pander to the masses, because that's unexceptional. And he said he doesn't love John Cena's hustle, loyalty, or respect, and that people need to watch out because Samoa Joe, is here, and that the king is here, and now he has his crown. Now, I will say something from this. Okay, I think we're good now. Sorry, we had a little bit of a microphone trouble right there. I had to make sure it was good because I'm not restarting this video, so I had to check the mic levels to this thing. I was kind of beeping there for a second. Got a little bit worried. But, you know, with Samoa Joe cutting that promo and talking about John Cena for a second, why do I have this strange feeling that John Cena's going to come back soon? Because we're almost to WrestleMania here, folks. And he's going to challenge Samoa Joe for the United States Championship. Because now I'm feeling like, was Joe here just to win the title so he could drop it to John Cena at WrestleMania? Could be. Could be for all I know. I don't want to say that and jump to conclusions or anything, but I just kind of thought that when he kind of brought his name up there. But I could be wrong. Maybe Truth gets a rematch. I don't know. We still got Ray and Almas in this thing. Maybe it's another fatal four-way next week involved in this. But, you know, I will say it is good that Samoa Joe finally got a championship on the main roster. Ricochet and Aleister Black, since they're on both shows anyways, they went against Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, but the Bar cut a promo pretty much talking about them as shiny new toys that don't measure up to the Bar. Fans, by the way, I feel like this crowd was quiet through a lot of times at this point, but at least they chanted NXT. This was a good match for what it was, you know, but pretty much then, pretty much, you know, Ricochet hit the 630 on Cesaro and won. Right after Nakamura and Rusev attacked, and then the Bar was helping them jump them, which, you know, I'm looking at Ricochet and, you know, Black now, like, who's feuded? Is everybody going to start fighting NXT guys? Because what, we had Rude and Gable go against them, you know, try to take them out last night, and they got it because they got a title shot. And now this week we got the Bar and Nakamura and Rusev attacking Black and Ricochet. Pretty much then after that, the Hardys came out. One thing I will say about when the Hardys came out, somebody pointed this out, this was like their old gear back, you know, in the Attitude Era when they first kind of started. I don't know if it was along with Michael Hayes and that, but that was even when they were in the New Brood, I think. If you go look at the Hardys' old gear, that was reminiscent to what they wore, you know, damn near 20 years ago and stuff between Matt and Jeff. But they pretty much came out. Jeff did like a poetry in motion on the bar outside on everybody, and then Ricochet came in with a, you know, moonsault to the outside of the ring as all the faces stood tall in the segment. So I'm sure it'll be an 8-man tag between the Hardys and Black and Ricochet versus the Bar and Nakamura and Rusev. I would love to see a Hardy versus, you know, Black and Ricochet match, though. I would like to see. That was something I would really like to see. So good match, but, you know, I know some people don't like them as a tag team, Ricochet and Black. You know, they're both single stars, but they are a tag team in the Dusty Classic, so that's coming up. So that's pretty much the reason why. I believe, like I said before, I believe they're just on the main roster at this point, because I saw a video over the weekend pretty much saying, somebody said they were done with NXT, so that may be the case from there. But, you know, moving on from that, now we get to some bullshit. I think this was stupid. This sucked right here. Pretty much, Mandy Rose went against Naomi in a 45-second match with Naomi pretty much damn near hitting 3 or 4 moves on her. But then right after, Sonya Deville distracts Naomi. Rose hits her with that Rose trigger and that implant buster, and it was over. 45 seconds. Why in God's name did we squash and bury Naomi for? I have no idea. Like, they sacrificed her for some reason to her. What this and these two were in a feud at one point. And I know Naomi was kicking the shit out of her in the feud at one point, but the fact that she never really got a pin over her, and now that she lost her in 45 seconds, what the fuck kind of shit y'all trying to pull here? I don't understand that. That's stupid. And you know, I guess they got to make her look strong for Asuka, which, you know, didn't this girl drop Asuka on her head last night? And then at least we saw Asuka and she's okay, and she pretty much kicked the crap out of both, you know, Rose and Deville, throwing them into the mini video wall right there as Naomi pretty much smiled after that. And Asuka headed backstage. So this was I don't know. Like I said, I know they gotta make her, which this didn't make no sense. Like, we gave her a win that was 45 seconds, and then she just got beat up by the champion. The crap kicked out of her right there. Why are we doing this match this Sunday again? Why is Naomi being buried? I have no clue, but it sucked. Okay, it sucked. So at least Asuka is okay, though, after, the reports about her being dropped on her head on Monday. So at least she's good. But this was a waste, okay? They just buried Naomi right here. I don't care what anybody tells me. They did, okay? This made no sense. Like, I know you got to make her strong for the match Sunday, but by God, make her look, find other ways to make her look strong. Don't have to beat the girl in 45 seconds. It's fucking stupid. And then she gets killed by Asuka right after. So what sense did this make? AJ Styles in the back, pretty much talking about how he would have handled the situation with the whole Kevin Owens if he was in his shoes last week. And, he talked about you have to take title opportunities when you get them, and that Kofi was robbed, and that, he talked about Kofi should have his title shot, but Randy Orton came up to him and asked him, you're really worried about someone other than, this is the guy, you talk about someone really worried about someone other than him getting a title shot? And he says, man, I can see why it took you 15 years to get here. And then Orton walked away. And that was it. So their match is coming at WrestleMania. I still thought it was funny when he said, the house that AJ Styles, what? just one-liners. It looks like Randy Orton. Like, I'm going to walk up to you. I'm going to say something. I'm going to walk away. And that's it. That's Randy Orton, folks. Walk up to you, say one thing, and I'm walking away after that. Okay? They also announced Rey Mysterio versus Almas on the kickoff show. Why is this even on the kickoff show? Shouldn't this be a main roster match? Because when I looked at it, I'm like, this is a kickoff match. And don't get me wrong, it'd be worth it. But why are these two on the kickoff show? Should they just be on the main show? I don't really understand that. They're on the kickoff show. That literally does not make no sense. And I know everybody's hyping these two up to fight at Mania, as everyone's saying right now. I'm assuming that's going to happen. So, watch out for that. But still, shouldn't these two be fight on the main roster? Not the main roster. On the main show, not the kickoff show, because we all know everyone's not going to watch the kickoff show. So, that made no sense to me. Kevin Owens then went against Rowan, and wasn't really much to say from here. Brian was saying that Rowan was an intellectual and that Kevin Owens is a coward, and Rowan did a drop kick on Owens to the outside of the ring, but pretty much then Owens started going in on Daniel Bryan, then punching him, DQ, and he went after Bryan, but pretty much Bryan and Rowan got the upper hand, and they were going to put him through the announce table, but Mustafa Ali returned, pretty much drop kicking Bryan, and hitting a suicide dive on Rowan, but Rowan caught it, was about to slam on the table again, but Ali switched into a Hurricane Rana to the outside then, but Bryan hit Ali with a running knee to the outside off the apron, and as Bryan was going to start stomping on Ali's head, Kevin Owens pretty much came back in, and he did a Stone Cold Stunner on him, knocking him out of the ring then as him and Ali stood tall, which, him doing the Stone Cold Stunner, I don't hate it in a way. I feel like it doesn't get the same reaction, but I guess that's just going to be his new finisher now since he's not doing the pop-up power bomb. So I don't know how I feel. I thought he had the package power driver as his finisher at 1.2, Kevin Owens. So I'm surprised they switched it to a Stone Cold Stunner. So that kind of surprised me when they did that. Now, Mustafa Ali being back, which I feel like he didn't even get that big of a reaction when he came out. Because now, with him being back, since, he really never got his title shot and everything due to injury, I know everybody said, the spot that was taken from him, now Kofi has, because I think all they really showed was Kofi in India right now, I guess, with fans and everything out there. But with Ali being back, could it be a fatal four-way for all I know at WrestleMania? Which I know I may be jumping to conclusions by saying that with Ali being back, and should he get another title shot? Because if he's involved in this thing, what's it going to be at WrestleMania? Fatal four-way between Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, and Mustafa Ali, which I know Kofi wins that if he's really winning the title at Mania. Hopefully, or maybe it will be in one-on-one. I don't know. I'm just taking a couple guesses here right now what could happen. But with Ali being back, what's going to happen with him right now? Could he be the one to cause the DQ this Sunday at Fastlane on Kevin Owens going after, Daniel Bryan? I don't know, but we'll see where this goes. But could it be a Fatal 4-Way Mania? Maybe. Probably. Not really sure, but it could go either way. I'm going to come back to this in a second. Because we get to the ending and Charlotte comes out. Talk about what happened last night. It was a video package. People chanting for Becky. Charlotte huh? Oh yeah, keep chanting. And she pretty much said that Becky Lynch pretty much came out then, and I'm in your head, and I'm in Rousey's head too, because 1 minute I'm gonna face a Mania, the next minute she's doing whatever to avoid it, Mania. And that Rousey, she brought her best on Raw, but I'm still here. I'm still standing, okay? And that Flair knows that I've owned you for many months now, okay? That, I'm hurt. I got bruised ribs. My arm is really broken. My knee is damaged, but I still got one good leg, and I beat you on one good leg. Because now since I'm damaged, I have nothing left to lose. Flair pretty much kicked her and hit her with the crutch then, and pretty much kicking Becky after that, and targeting her knee. But as Flair started hitting her with the crutch, which I'm even getting tired of this whole crutch injury angle thing. But this is just to build sympathy for Becky, so the fans will continue to join with her, even with, right now with one good leg facing Charlotte. And with Charlotte kind of beating her up too, just to gain more sympathy. But Becky was able to get the crutch and start hitting Charlotte with, put her in the disarmer. Referees pretty much came out, breaking it up. The two just start talking crap about each other, and the show went off the air. So, this whole thing is overbooking in general anyway, of this whole story, just to make this into a triple threat match. We all know how this will go Sunday. Becky will win, triple threat match, WrestleMania. There you go. Okay, come on. We all know Charlotte's going to lose this Sunday at Fastlane. I already thought it was odd enough you had two SmackDown women fighting for the Raw title in general at first when they announced it earlier on Raw that night before later on. But, still, we know this will be a triple threat. One thing I will say, though, I find it very odd that the WWE Championship is not the last thing on the show, but Charlotte and Becky are for some reason. Wait a minute, the championship is on the line, which is the only world title you have right now on this show. This Sunday, the title's on the line, but they can't be the one to go off the air, and this is the go-home show in the fast lane. You think the WWE Championship will be the last thing on there, but hey, they're not going to do it, because why they treat the WWE title like a mid-card belt half the time, man? Just like people said, I see people saying that they want Kofi to main event Mania. Hey, in a perfect world, I wouldn't mind that with him winning the championship, but I know that shit's not going to happen, okay, folks? I really believe they will not put the WWE Championship back in the main event in general, okay? Especially in Mania. I like to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen, no. But then again, you think that would be the last part of this show before they went off the air on Smackdown, just because it's a go-home show and the championship is on the line this Sunday. But, hey, that's being a logic for you sometime with that, that shit and everything. So, there you go. But SmackDown, it was really good. It was very newsworthy, especially Samoa Joe winning the United States Championship. Mustafa Ali returning. The Charlotte Becky thing I felt was just it was good for what it was, so not much. Ricochet and Black get another win over the Bar. Hardys come out to help. I didn't really care about the Uso and Miz and Shane thing, because I think we all know where that's going to go on Sunday. Mandy Rose versus Naomi was complete, utter bullshit. Don't really argue with me on that. Because I guess it's just, because of Asuka's title match against Rose this Sunday. But still, it was bullshit. So everything else to count off from SmackDown. Like I said, it was a really good Fatal 4-Way match. Also, like I said, a Fatal 4-Way was really good with Joe winning the championship. But that's SmackDown for you. 2 hours pretty much went by right here. We'll see what happens this Sunday for Fastlane, even though I feel like they just booked all these matches on the fly to put on the show. I still don't even understand why Ray and Almas really need to be on the kickoff show. You might as well just put that match on the main show. Fuck it, just save it for Mania for all I know. But, I know people said they were going to be fighting for the U.S. title, but since Joe is the champion now, plans may have changed for all I know, okay? But we'll see what comes from that in the coming weeks. And hell, maybe we'll find out something this Sunday on Fastlane. But I am out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. You know, it's me, the HWD. Come here with the news and reviews. You know what I am. You know what I do with the show, how I flow. You know what's going down. And now we are done with this review for SmackDown. I am out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. And please check out my Monday Night Raw review that was posted yesterday. Really good, a lot of good shit I said on that show, okay? A lot of good shit. But I'm rambling. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out.